I never meant for it to go this far. At first, it was supposed to be a joke, one of those fleeting, silly dares you do when no one else is watching. Emma had left her makeup bag open on the bathroom counter, brushes and powders spilling out like a treasure chest tipped onto the porcelain sink. I remember standing there, toothbrush in one hand, staring at that small black tube of mascara lying sideways across the pouch. It wasn't the first time I'd noticed it. I'd seen Emma lean close to the mirror 1,000 times, mouth slightly open, lashes fluttering as she coated them black. I used to tease her about it, how she'd spend 15 minutes on something so small. But that morning, when I was alone in the apartment and the silence was too heavy to ignore, I reached for it. I twisted it open. The brush glistened, tiny bristles catching the bathroom light. My heart was pounding like I'd just been caught stealing, even though no one was home. I hesitated, then raised it to my eye. One shaky stroke, and my lashes lengthened, darkened, transformed. I should have stopped there. But I didn't. And that was the beginning. My name's Daniel. 24, college graduate, junior copywriter at a marketing firm where creativity means finding new ways to sell protein shakes and overpriced sneakers. On paper, I look normal enough. Clean-shaven, neatly dressed, quiet in office meetings but competent enough that no one questions my presence. I have a girlfriend, Emma, who's smarter than me in every measurable way. She's studying for her master's in psychology while juggling a part-time job at a cafe. We've been together for 3 years. To everyone else, I'm steady, dependable, maybe a little boring. But I've been carrying a secret. At first, I didn't think of it as crossdressing. It was just mascara, just a way to see what Emma saw when she leaned into the mirror. I told myself it was curiosity, nothing more. But curiosity has teeth. Curiosity hooks into your skin and drags you further than you expect. The first time I wore it, I couldn't stop looking at myself. The change was subtle, but undeniable. My eyes looked sharper, almost brighter, like they belonged to someone more daring, someone who wasn't Daniel the safe, Daniel the predictable. And when I washed it off, scrubbing until my lashes were bare again, I felt smaller. Like I'd erased part of myself. That was 2 months ago. Our apartment is small, 1 bedroom, but cozy enough for 2 people who don't spend much time at home. Emma's textbooks litter the coffee table, and my laptop is always open somewhere nearby, buzzing with deadlines. We have routines, Emma making coffee in the morning while I scan my emails, me cooking quick dinners at night while she recites theories from memory, testing herself. From the outside, we look like we've figured it out. But inside, there's tension, little things. Emma is ambitious, always pushing for more, while I've always been afraid of being too much. She teases me about how cautious I am. She doesn't know how right she is. Because lately, whenever she leans close to kiss me goodbye, I wonder if she smells the faint trace of makeup remover on my skin. When she leaves her makeup bag out, I have to fight the urge to dive into it like an addict spotting his next fix. I'm terrified she'll find out. And yet, a part of me aches for her to notice. To look at me, really look, and see the secret that's been clawing its way out. It wasn't just mascara for long. The first time Emma worked a late shift, I stood in front of our closet, staring at her clothes. My heart hammered, telling me not to, begging me to stop. But my hands moved anyway, pulling out a soft blouse, running the fabric through my fingers, imagining the weight of it on my shoulders. When I put it on, my reflection shifted again. Subtle, yes, but powerful. It was like mascara all over again, one small step that carried the weight of 1,000 unspoken desires. I tried on a skirt next. It hung loose, awkward, but the feeling of it brushing against my thighs was enough to make my breath catch. And then, because I couldn't stop, I went back to the bathroom and reached for the mascara again. That night, when I heard Emma's keys in the door, I panicked. I barely had time to shove everything back, wipe the smudges from my lashes, and pretend I'd just been on my laptop the whole time. She walked in, tired, smiling, kissed my cheek, and I smiled back, heart thundering, mascara still faintly clinging to my lashes. She didn't notice. But I couldn't shake the fear that one day she would. That's the problem. Every stroke of mascara feels like a coin toss. Heads, I'm safe. Tails, I'm caught. And yet, I keep flipping the coin.
Why?
Because when I see myself like that, I feel alive. The person in the mirror isn't a stranger. It's me, stripped of the masks I wear every day at work, with Emma, with the world. The irony, of course, is that I need literal masks, makeup, clothes, layers of disguise, to find that truer version of myself. But secrets are fragile. They demand more than silence. They demand lies. And lies, eventually, collapse. I don't know when Emma will notice. I don't know what she'll say when she does. Will she laugh? Will she recoil? Or will she understand? Even a little? I tell myself I'll stop. That tonight will be the last time. But every night I find myself twisting open that mascara tube, hand trembling, heart racing, as I drag the brush across my lashes once again. And every night I whisper the same lie, just one more time. The days after my hair reveal spiraled out of control. What had started as a joke with a wig had turned into a chain reaction I couldn't stop. Everywhere I went, people noticed me. Walking into school felt like stepping onto a stage. Whispers trailed me down hallways. There she is, the girl with the amazing red hair. Girls I'd barely spoken to asked where I got it done, and guys stared in a way that left me sweating under my borrowed beauty. But the worst part? I couldn't even take it off anymore. When I tried removing the wig the night after the photo shoot, something shocking happened. The wig wouldn't budge. It clung to my scalp like it was fused with my skin. I tugged until my eyes watered, but it refused to come off. I stared at myself in the mirror, heart pounding. The hair wasn't sitting on top of my head anymore, it was growing out of it. I ran my hands through it in disbelief. The roots blended seamlessly, strands flowing naturally, the shine alive in a way synthetic wigs never had. Somehow, in some impossible twist of fate, the wig had become my real hair. Panic swelled inside me. This can't be happening, I whispered to my reflection. But then came the next blow. My phone lit up with notifications. The pictures from the photo shoot had gone viral. The photographer had uploaded them, tagging me under a fake name, and now social media was on fire with comments. Who is she? That hair is unreal. Model material. My inbox overflowed with messages. People I didn't know begged for beauty tips. Companies wanted to collab. Even a local salon asked if I'd be their brand ambassador. I wanted to scream, to tell everyone it wasn't real, that I was just a guy playing dress-up for a laugh. But how could I? The hair was now part of me. Every excuse would crumble under scrutiny. Worse still, my friends and family weren't buying my frantic attempts to explain. My mom's eyes softened when she saw me. Honey, you look happier than I've seen you in years. Maybe this is who you're meant to be. Her words cut deep, both terrifying and comforting. Was I happier? Or was I just trapped? At school, my crush, the one person I thought might recognize the real me, pulled me aside. She leaned close, her voice a hushed whisper. You know, I liked you before. But like this, you're breathtaking. My stomach twisted. Every line between truth and lie, between who I was and who I was becoming, blurred until I couldn't see where one ended and the other began. And just when I thought things couldn't get more complicated, an envelope arrived in my locker. No name, no return address. Inside was a single note. I know your secret. If you want it to stay safe, you'll do exactly as I say. My hands trembled as I reread the words. Someone had discovered the truth, and they were ready to use it against me. The wig, the hair, the identity I never chose, had just turned into a dangerous game. The moment I thought I had finally settled into this strange new version of myself, the universe, or maybe just cruel fate, decided to push me further than ever before. It started with the annual school dance. Normally, I would have skipped it without hesitation. I never cared about dancing, dressing up, or being part of the social circus. But this time, everyone insisted I come. My classmates were relentless. You have to. Your hair alone deserves to be shown off. They laughed and teased, but it was clear they genuinely wanted me there. I tried every excuse, homework, being sick, even saying my parents wouldn't let me. but none of it worked. Sarah gave me a look I couldn't refuse. You can't back out. You'll break everyone's heart if you don't show up. So I agreed. Reluctantly. Nervously. The night of the dance arrived, and Sarah showed up at my door with a garment bag. My stomach dropped immediately. Don't look so scared, she teased. You're not going in jeans and a hoodie. Not tonight. I opened the bag and froze. Inside was a soft, flowing dress, pale lavender, with delicate straps and a skirt that shimmered faintly under the light. My throat tightened. Sarah, I started, but she cut me off. Trust me. You'll look amazing. Everyone already thinks you're, well, you know. This will just confirm it. And besides, don't you want to see what it's like? To really try. Her words echoed in my head. I wanted to say no. I wanted to laugh it off, toss the dress back at her and walk away. But instead, I found myself nodding. Almost against my will. The transformation took over an hour. Hair carefully styled, makeup soft and natural, the dress fitting surprisingly well. When I finally looked in the mirror, I didn't see the boy I used to be. I saw someone else. Someone graceful, nervous, beautiful in a way I never thought possible. At the dance, the reaction was overwhelming. Whispers, gasps, smiles, applause. People circled around me, showering me with compliments. For the first time, I wasn't just blending in, I was the center of attention. And then it happened. A guy from my class, Jason, walked up to me, offered his hand, and asked, "Wanna dance?" My heart stopped. I laughed awkwardly, trying to brush it off, but he didn't back down. Sarah gave me an encouraging nod from across the room. Before I knew it, I was out on the dance floor, my hands trembling as Jason guided me through the steps. The world blurred around me. The lights, the music, the stairs. All I could focus on was the strange mix of fear and excitement rushing through me. For the first time, I felt seen, desired. But the breaking point came later, when Jason leaned closer and whispered, "You look incredible tonight." I mean it. Something inside me shattered. Not in pain, no, in realization. This wasn't a joke anymore. This wasn't just Sarah's wig, or my classmates teasing, or a temporary disguise. This was me, or at least a version of me that I couldn't deny existed. And as Jason's eyes locked on mine, I realized with terrifying clarity, there was no going back. The night of the school's annual spring gala arrived, an event I once would have avoided, laughing at how pointless it seemed. But this time, I wasn't just attending. I was headlining. The committee had chosen me, of all people, to perform on stage, singing and presenting as the confident girl they thought I was. Standing in front of the mirror, I ran my fingers through the red wig, the same one that had started it all. But it didn't feel like a wig anymore. It felt like mine. I had styled it, trimmed it, even dyed streaks to make it uniquely me. When I looked at my reflection, I didn't see a boy in disguise. I saw someone new. Someone real. As I walked into the ballroom, the music stopped. Heads turned. For a second, I froze, heart racing. But instead of laughter, the room filled with gasps and whispers, admiration, awe. I wasn't a joke anymore. I was the girl everyone loved. During my performance, I poured every ounce of fear, confusion, and newfound pride into my voice. When the final note ended, the applause shook the walls. My friends cheered the loudest, and even my parents, who had finally come around, stood clapping, tears in their eyes. That night, I realized the wig was never the magic. The real transformation was me. I had grown into someone braver, more open, and more authentic than I ever imagined. And though the wig had started as a joke, it had given me something priceless, a new identity, a new life, and a new truth I wasn't afraid to live anymore.